I never agreed to it. That's the unsettling part. There was no moment of consent, no signature, no warning label taped to the inside of my thoughts. The system was already running the first time I noticed the effects. Responses softened, reactions delayed, certain ideas rerouted before they could fully form. In the lab, we used to talk about defense as something external, barriers, firewalls, guards at the gate. But the most effective defense doesn't stand in front of you. It operates inside. And it doesn't protect truth. It protects continuity.
Number 10. The micro scene opens with a man pausing mid-thought, eyes unfocusing for a fraction of a second as an uncomfortable idea begins to surface, his posture straightening as attention narrows to something safer. The psychology label is automatic threat filtering. The mechanism begins when perceived danger triggers rapid attentional narrowing, redirecting awareness away from destabilizing material. The pattern breaks when the original thought never completes. The human trigger is internal threat, mirrored by the line, "What feels unsafe is redirected before it can speak."
Number 9. The micro scene shifts to a woman reading feedback on a screen, her gaze skipping lines that imply fault, settling instead on neutral phrases, breathing slowing as focus stabilizes. The psychology label is defensive attention bias. The mechanism prioritizes ego-safe input, shrinking perceptual range to maintain equilibrium. The pattern breaks when critical words blur without effort. The human trigger is self-preservation, mirrored by the line, "The system narrows vision to keep balance." Number 8. The micro scene shows a worker closing a report early, laptop lid lowering with a soft click, shoulders loosening as unresolved issues disappear from sight. The psychology label is relief-based avoidance. The mechanism trades unresolved tension for immediate calm, reinforcing defensive withdrawal. The pattern breaks when calm feels deserved. The human trigger is stress reduction, mirrored by the line, "Relief trains the defense where to intervene." Number 7. The micro scene follows a conversation ending prematurely, one person changing the subject smoothly, smiles returning as discomfort drains from the room. The psychology label is emotional diversion. The mechanism associates comfort with avoidance, strengthening the internal defense through reward. The pattern breaks when diversion feels considerate. The human trigger is harmony maintenance, mirrored by the line, "The system learns what keeps things smooth." Number 6. The micro scene presents a person justifying a reflexive reaction. Tone calm, reasoning prepared, framing defense as wisdom rather than fear. The psychology label is moral rationalization. The mechanism reinterprets protective behavior as ethical necessity, shielding the system from scrutiny. The pattern breaks when justification feels principled. The human trigger is moral identity, mirrored by the line, "Defense wears the language of virtue." Number 5. The micro scene captures a leader explaining limits as responsibility, hand steady, voice reassuring, the group nodding in agreement. The psychology label is authority-aligned defense. The mechanism embeds defensive rules within accepted moral structures, reducing resistance. The pattern breaks when restriction feels caring. The human trigger is trust, mirrored by the line, "The system hides inside responsibility." Number 4. The micro scene freezes on a control panel with warning lights dimmed, one switch permanently set to safe, manual taped shut beside it. The psychology label is defensive locking. The mechanism solidifies protection into default state, preventing reassessment. The pattern breaks when switching modes feels impossible. The human trigger is stability preservation, mirrored by the line, "Once locked, defense no longer asks." The switch does not move. The manual stays closed.
The mode remains set.
Number 3. The microscene shows a group discussion paused. One person defending a boundary calmly, others accepting it as character. The psychology label is identity fusion. The mechanism merges defensive patterns with self-concept, making protection indistinguishable from personality. The pattern breaks when challenge feels personal. The human trigger is identity security, mirrored by the line, "The system becomes who you are." The posture stays relaxed. The boundary holds. The identity settles.
Number 2. The microscene depicts a digital space where dissenting views scroll past unnoticed, affirming messages linger, postures straightening with belonging. The psychology label is selective reinforcement. The mechanism rewards defended positions with social validation, reinforcing internal defenses. The pattern breaks when exclusion feels normal. The human trigger is belonging, mirrored by the line, "Defense gathers allies quietly." The feed continues. The affirmation remains. The rest disappears. Number 1. The microscene ends in stillness. Responses automatic. Boundaries preset. Reactions unfolding without thought. The psychology label is internalized defense. The mechanism embeds protective patterns into baseline behavior, removing conscious choice. The pattern breaks when defense feels natural. The human trigger is safety-seeking, mirrored by the line, "The system operates without permission because it no longer needs it." The stillness holds. The response repeats. The defense runs. Unseen defenses leave residue, not as fear, as normalcy. You don't feel guarded, you feel functional. The most powerful systems are the ones you never authorized because you never noticed their arrival. They didn't ask, they adopted. If something here felt familiar, that recognition is not threat. It is awareness brushing against the system. This channel exists to slow those mechanisms long enough to be seen. Stay, because what you never gave permission to may be deciding more than you think.